Los Angeles. Akhirnya saya menjejakkan langkah di kota terbesar di negara bagian California, Amerika Serikat ini. City of Los Angeles, yang sering kali disingkat LA, adalah kota terpadat kedua di Amerika Serikat setelah New York. Ekonomi Los Angeles didorong oleh sektor pertanian, pariwisata, dan tentu saja perfilman. Ya, Hollywood, sebuah distrik yang menjadi pusat perfilman dunia. 80% produksi film dunia dibuat di sini. Itulah makanya Los Angeles sering dijuluki ibu kota kreatif di dunia.
Bagi sebagian orang, Amerika adalah negeri impian. Demokrasi tumbuh dengan baik di sini, ekonominya juga cukup stabil, politiknya juga cukup stabil. Dan saya termasuk yang beruntung bisa berkunjung ke negeri ini. Salah satu yang saya kagumi adalah keragaman etnik dan ras. Ini tak lepas dari sejarah panjang Amerika yang menerima imigran dari luar, dari manapun dengan tangan terbuka.
Islam tumbuh pesat di Amerika, terlebih pasca tragedi World Trade Center atau yang dikenal dengan tragedi 9/11 pada bulan September tahun 2001 lalu. Perjalanan saya kali ini justru untuk melihat Amerika dari sisi lain, dari pandangan kaum muslim yang berjuang dan tinggal di negeri Paman Sam.
Amerika selalu punya kisah menarik termasuk dari pasangan ini. Tapi ini bukan hanya kisah cinta sepasang suami istri, namun kisah perjuangan dari kaum imigran di negeri rantau, juga sebuah kisah yang sangat menginspirasi tentang membangun sebuah masjid di Azusa, California. Assalamualaikum.
Salah satu bukti tegaknya Islam di negeri Paman Sam adalah kisah saudara sesama muslim asal Thailand yang sudah 40 tahun lebih menetap di California, Amerika Serikat.
Welcome. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Come on in.
Okay.
Berada di pinggiran kota Los Angeles, mereka membangun Masjid Al-Fatihah. 20 tahun sudah masjid ini berdiri tegak melayani umat. 5 tahun membangun fisik, 5 tahun bisa mengantongi izin pemerintah kota. Piakul awalnya membangun masjid hanya untuk tempat berkumpul dan silaturahmi para imigran asal Thailand yang tinggal di Los Angeles.
What is your biggest motivation to build mosque actually?
I think the motivation would be that came to Islam, and then I was worrying more about my community, the Thai people.
Okay.
And there is no place where we can not to pray. Yes, there are some masajid that we can go to. However, in order to maintain our traditions, the culture of the Thai, that's what I think how we're gonna do something in order to kind of group our people together. Of course, the masjid is for everybody.
Rahmat membangun Masjid Al-Fatihah bersama seorang teman arsitek asal Pakistan, Asad Muhammad Khan. Asad pun meramu masjid ini dengan cita rasa arsitektur Islam Asia.
Yeah, first the building was doctors' clinics were there, and what we transformed into the new beautiful masjid. And of course, there is the effort of Brother Rahmat and his family, who did a lot of work for the last at least 5 years, continuously, non-stop.
Perjuangan tak selamanya berjalan mulus. Ada juga yang antipati dengan berkembangnya Islam di kawasan ini.
After 9/11, we had a lot of people that really gave us hard time. Even the neighbor, we don't know who, shoot some BB guns into our window and throw some pamphlets about, forget Islam, forget Allah.
Setiap hari Jumat, masjid ramai didatangi jamaah berbagai negara. Di antaranya asal Afrika, Saudi Arabia, Syria, India, Pakistan, dan warga Amerika Serikat. Piakul dan istri kerap menyediakan makanan dan minuman agar jamaah bersilaturahmi satu dengan yang lain. 3 tahun setelah mempelajari dan meyakini agama Islam, Rahmat Piakul mengucap syahadat. Ia mencintai kesederhanaan Islam serta kasih sayang Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala.
Our marriage, it has been completed 49 years on February 4th. And now we are getting into the 50 years of our marriage. A'udzu billahi minasyaitonir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.
Selain menginginkan Masjid Al-Fatihah selalu berdiri tegak, pria 74 tahun ini pun berharap agar selalu bisa menjaga hidayah Allah. Seperti doa para muslim dalam surat Al-Fatihah. Tunjukilah kami jalan yang lurus, yaitu jalan orang-orang yang telah Engkau beri nikmat kepada mereka, bukan jalan mereka yang dimurkai, dan bukan pula jalan mereka yang sesat.
And it's because of Donald Trump's voice. It's because there's people in this country that want a leader that will let them do those things. And so I wrote that because I was fearful and I'm passionate about
Hari ini saya melanjutkan perjalanan ke arena bermain ternama dunia, Disneyland. Disneyland berada di Anaheim, California, 28 mil dari Los Angeles. Disneyland merupakan taman rekreasi Disney yang pertama didirikan. Resmi dibuka pada tanggal 17 Juli 1955, Disneyland menjadi salah satu tempat yang paling banyak dikunjungi di seluruh dunia, terutama keluarga. Bukan untuk bermain, di sini saya berjanji bertemu dengan remaja yang sedang ramai menjadi perbincangan di media sosial, hampir di seluruh dunia. Marwa Balkar, seorang remaja yang protes keras terhadap pernyataan menyudutkan Donald Trump bagi kaum muslim beberapa waktu lalu. Namanya mencuat setelah ia mengirimkan surat terbuka untuk Donald Trump.
There should be a lot of systems beyond database. I mean, we should have a lot of systems. And today you can do it. But right now we have to have a border, we have to have strength, we have to have a wall, and we cannot let what's happening to this country happen.
But that's something your White House would like to implement.
Oh, I would certainly implement that. Absolutely.
What do you think the effect of that would be? How would that work?
It would stop people from coming in illegally. We have to stop people from coming in to our country illegally.
For Muslims specifically, how do you actually get them registered into a database?
It would be just good management.
Dalam laman Facebooknya, Marwa Balkar memasang foto diri beserta opininya. Ia protes keras terhadap rencana Trump untuk pendaftaran ulang seluruh muslim dalam sebuah database nasional dan memakai pengenal khusus sebagai penanda muslim. Bahkan tulisan dan fotonya telah disebar ulang ke ratusan ribu halaman Facebook lain.
It was, I wrote the status out of anger and passion, and I was frustrated because someone who's running to be the leader of this country should not be speaking like that at all, spreading hatred. In the week that he called to ban Muslims, there were over a dozen Muslim hate crimes in America, and it's because of Donald Trump's voice. It's because there's people in this country that want a leader that will let them do those things. And so I wrote that because I was fearful and I'm passionate about my religion.
Sikap kerasnya menggugah banyak pihak, bahkan non-muslim yang mulai terbuka dengan pesan damai dalam ajaran Islam.
The biggest impact that I really saw throughout the worldwide community is that the non-Muslims were responding to me and thanking me for showing what the real Islam is, because they've never seen it before and they don't understand Islam, because the only Islam that they see are the violent acts that are being made in the name of Islam falsely. So all of these people that have never seen a Muslim before or heard of them reached out to me and thanked me for showing them what it's really like to be a Muslim. Islam in America right now has a pretty negative reputation and perception, and I want to blame the ones that have that perception, but at the same time I don't, because if they don't have exposure to because there's people in America that have never even seen a Muslim before. In the Midwest, they have no idea, they've never met one. So it's hard to change the minds of people that don't get to see what a real Muslim is like.
Because we have candidates that are attacking our religion and misjudging us and creating a stigma that is untrue. And it's our responsibility as Muslims to change that.
Kini Marwa banyak diundang di berbagai forum seperti kampus, masjid, dan acara-acara lain untuk mengubah pandangan negatif terhadap Islam. Marwa sama dengan perempuan-perempuan muda sebayanya. Namun ia punya kepedulian lebih agar cahaya Islam tetap bersinar dimanapun. Meski begitu, ia tak pernah membedakan keyakinan dalam pergaulannya bersama teman-teman. Bahkan meski sudah mendunia lewat media sosial, Marwa tetap gadis yang bersahaja di mata teman-temannya.
Before knowing Marwa, I didn't really think about the topic. I've always been open to anybody, and that nobody of any religious sect ever bothered me, and I think that everybody has their own rights to anything that they want to believe. We've had the Christians, we've had the Jews, we've had everybody. It's unfortunate that now it's not their turn, and it should never be anybody's turn.
I'm a different religious background than Marwa. I was raised differently than Marwa. So we do have different beliefs, but there's so many similarities that you can't deny it. And, I think sometimes people like to focus on these, extreme points of view or something, but they forget to realize that there's the 95%, 98%, maybe 99% of the teachings that correlate that are the same. I was taught to love everybody. Treat them as the way you want to be treated. So I think everybody should be able to get along just fine.
Sikap tegas dan kritis Marwa sesungguhnya sudah tertanam sejak kecil. Marwa merupakan gadis keturunan Syria. Ayahnya Muhammad Nur Balkar datang ke Amerika Serikat sejak 1973. Sang ayah selalu menanamkan kejujuran dan keberanian dalam diri Marwa.
Muslim should not fear anybody except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and he should say the truth anywhere, anytime. The Muslim, when he sees something wrong, he should try to fix it by his hand, his own hand. And if he cannot, he can talk against it. If he cannot, he can say it in his heart.
She's outspoken, but I didn't expect her to take it to that level. Amongst family and her friends, she's very opinionated, and we all respect her opinion and stuff like that, but I didn't know. Both of us didn't really think it was going to become so viral, We thought it was literally just going to stay in our little community.
And 20 likes.
Exactly.
Not 700,000.
And then celebrities liking it, and Mark Zuckerberg and Ashton Kutcher, and we're just like, whoa, this is getting out of control. So we weren't expecting it to be as big as it was. So it just goes to prove, her, don't be intimidated by the little physique. She's got a big voice. She always has.
Marwa Balkar tak ada bedanya dengan warga Amerika lainnya. Mengejar impian di negeri Paman Sam, hidup bahagia, serta menjadi warga Muslim Amerika yang mencintai perdamaian.
Us in the youth to encourage other youth to make a difference. Thank you.
Pesan perdamaian tak hanya disampaikan oleh seorang Marwa Balkar. Munculnya isu ketakutan terhadap Muslim di Amerika membuat banyak warga Amerika Serikat non-Muslim pun ikut resah. Menyikapi ini, sekelompok masyarakat membuat gerakan, menyuarakan perdamaian adalah hak semua orang tanpa memandang status agama. Sejak lama, masyarakat Amerika mengenal prinsip One Nation Under God, satu bangsa di bawah Tuhan. Masyarakat Amerika adalah orang yang percaya Tuhan. Mayoritas beribadah setiap hari.
Well, we have here a broad coalition of people from a number of different faith traditions, but we're predominantly focusing on the Jewish, Christian, and Muslim traditions, the three Abrahamic faiths, because that seems to be, I would say, the most prominent in what's going on in the world right now, the most salient. But what we have here is a number of different interfaith groups and a number of different houses of worship pulling together and inviting people from their faith traditions to march. march, and it is essentially a peace march, particularly to promote interfaith solidarity and unity between the Muslims, Jews, and Christians, but also, by extension, between all people.
Perjalanan saya di kawasan Wilshire Boulevard, Los Angeles ini menjadi perjalanan yang paling berkesan bagi saya. Ratusan warga berkumpul, bergandengan tangan, menyuarakan perdamaian, menunjukkan solidaritas kepada sesama dan menolak kekerasan dalam bentuk apapun.
Muslim, white, all faiths must unite. Asian, Latin, Muslim, white, all faiths.
Ini momentum yang paling baik, bisa berkumpul bersama, bergandengan tangan dengan semua agama, seperti Katolik, Yahudi, dan juga Muslim. Mereka berkumpul dan bergandengan tangan untuk menuju kepada toleransi, solidaritas, dan harmoni.
Di negeri demokrasi ini, orang dengan agama apapun bisa menjadi warga negara. Semua individu dijamin kemerdekaan memeluk agama apapun. Pawai bersama ini punya dua agenda, yaitu menolak segala bentuk kekerasan dan mendukung kebebasan beragama, serta berdampingan secara damai. Acara ini sudah direncanakan cukup lama. Berbagai kalangan dari seluruh latar belakang agama berangkat dengan tekad yang sama besar. Pawai menuju gereja Saint Basil, Katolik Roma, yang berjarak hanya sekitar 100 meter. Di sini, para tokoh agama Kristen menyampaikan pesan damai.
So the word ahlan is taken from the Arabic word ahla, which means family.
Karnaval damai menelusuri kawasan Wilshire Boulevard, selanjutnya menuju Islamic Center di Southern California sebagai destinasi terakhir. Kawasan Wilshire Boulevard bagaikan potret toleransi yang sesungguhnya. Secara fisik dan jarak dalam radius 1 km, kita bisa berkunjung dari sinagognya Yahudi, gereja Kristen, dan Katolik, serta Islamic Center.
To be turning inward toward itself rather than outward toward the world.
Poin utama yang disepakati yaitu luka yang dialami satu agama akan menjadi keprihatinan bersama seluruh umat. Islam di Amerika merupakan agama yang meningkat paling pesat. Sebuah lembaga riset, Pew Research Center, mencatat populasi Islam di Amerika 3,3 juta warga atau 1% dari seluruh warga negara Amerika. Ya, inilah potret demokrasi di Amerika. Perbedaan justru menjadi kekuatan bangsa Amerika. Islam, Kristen, Yahudi, atau berbagai ras yang ada justru menjadi penopang bangsa ini sejak lama. Siapapun mereka, meski minoritas, dilindungi haknya dan dijamin kebebasan beragama. Bebas menyuarakan pandangan, namun tetap menghormati hak orang lain. Semoga ini wajah sesungguhnya bangsa Amerika yang ramah terhadap Muslim. Muslim dan keyakinan apapun yang ramah terhadap keyakinan lain. Saling menghormati.
So the word ahlan is taken from the Arabic word ahla, which means family.
Us in the youth to encourage other youth to make a difference. Thank you.